What's up? This is Brandon Vidal. I am the owner of Vidal Properties here in Cascade. We're going to do some live work today. Now, check it out. I'm going to actually bring you guys in. I don't know if I can switch cameras. Yep, I sure can. So, basically, today I'm going to be filming the calls I'm making. I've been doing it for a few years, and I've been slacking. So, look, I know that some of you, especially new in the industry, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and set you up here. But before we get started, I want to give you kind of a visual of what I work with. Now, some people think this is madness. So I have my screens. This is how I set up. So at my desk, I basically have my calendar on one screen. I have Mojo and my CRM and a screen for my MLS, and then, ancillary screen over here for music or whatever I'm doing. I keep my books here, and I've got my buyer side board over here with some plans and ideas for how to best market and sell properties. And then I've got my listings board over here. And so this is where I set up, guys. I'm going to go ahead and set you up here in the ring and get started. So let me shut my light off. I like it to be a little dark. All right, get you set up here. And what I wanted to talk about real quick is that I know many of you are just getting started. If you're watching, maybe you're a brand new agent. Maybe you've been doing this for 15 years and you've never really gotten on the phone to lead generate the way that we kind of talk about here. So I just kind of wanted to make it easy for you to see what it's like to fail forward at doing this. So I still fail forward at doing this. There are days when I may feel off and not really into it, and it's just a matter of getting after it and getting started. So, hey Jake, what's up, bud? I'm glad you're watching. So I want to make you proud, buddy. Go ahead and make sure. Okay, so I got a good screen. I've got my topic really is that I want you guys to know that you just got to get going, right? I can lead generate all day long. If I don't lead convert and actually get these folks to sit down with me and meet, whether it's at their home or here at my office or something, then I'm failing. I'm failing, and I'm not failing forward. I'm literally just failing, period. So I'm going to call through. I had a bunch of missed calls from some dialing I did on Mojo. And so I went back into Mojo and looked them all up to see who it is that I'm calling. So I know, a little educated on who I'm dialing. And rather than just, and I don't dig too deep, it's just rather than calling them and saying, who is this? At least I know who it is that called me, right? So, okay. I use a wireless here. It makes it simple for me. My email is shut down. Let me check it. Make sure that is shut down. So we'll close that tab. Okay, close that tab. So email is shut off. Cell phone is actually here. So I'm going to make sure my ringer is down. Ringer is down. And I'm on Do Not Disturb. Yep. Okay. Oh, and a big happy birthday to Amanda Tarantowski, if you see this, and I'll give you a call in a little while. So email is shut down. Cell phone is silenced. I have my meal here and my drink here. My door is locked, and if I show you, there's actually a sign on the outside of my door that says, I appreciate you coming by. However, if it's not an emergency and you need me, just go ahead and slide $100 bill under the door, and then go ahead and knock. So that kind of pushes people away sometimes. Hey, Robin, I don't know if it works too well because people actually know I'm willing to talk, so they'll knock anyway sometimes. All right, so I'm going to get on the dialer. Well, first, I'm going to call some of these people back. And again, these are cold calls. These are people that I dialed on the dialer when I was calling expired listings. And when you're on the dialer, you don't want to hang up the dialer to answer a call. So, or at least I don't, especially in the morning, because I feel like if I'm on the dialer and I'm hanging up to take a call. That could be anybody, and I have to restart the dialer whilst other people are still on there making those contacts. So, all right, let's see. And actually, I'll put it on. Let's see.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Brandon. I was calling for the Hubbard residence. Do I have the right number?
Yeah, you called earlier.
Yeah.
What is this regarding?
Well, I wanted to dial back. Sorry, yesterday was such a high demand day. I didn't get a chance to dial. I own Vidal properties here in Cascade, Forest Hills area, and I noticed the property had expired. I was curious if that's something that you're still interested in selling.
Which property?
There's a property I'm seeing, and maybe I have a bad number here, but I'm looking for the owner there on 35th Street in Gobles.
Yeah, that's us. But where did you see it at?
So I noticed that it had expired on the MLS.
Oh, yeah, we took it off the market.
Yeah, well, what I was curious about is that it was on for just 0 days. Did something, I guess I'm curious when you guys might plan on interviewing the right agent one day.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, we had a buyer personally, so we didn't really market it. We just had somebody that was interested through a friend. So, yeah, we're actually not in the market right now at all anymore. And yeah, so we're not doing that anymore. But thanks for the phone call.
No worries.
Go ahead and take us
Well,
off your list.
you're not on a list. I'm just dialing around to help people see if there's something that they were looking to accomplish. Would you be terribly offended if I asked what had you kicking tires on selling in the first place? Do you need
have a person that said, "Hey, we're looking for a house with this much land in that area," so we were like, maybe we'll sell.
Okay, so I guess my question is if I happen to find a buyer that's looking in that area for acreage. I mean, I know you have about 15 acres. Imagine selling is something you'd still be open to, wouldn't it?
I think
Okay.
We decided to go in the direction of building on.
Oh, adding on to your current spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a ton of referrals if you need a couple of guys to interview for GC work or roofing work or framing or anything really.
I appreciate that. I actually work in that industry, so I'm pretty well
Nice. Okay.
connected.
All right.
I appreciate it.
No, 100%. I'd love to stay in touch. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a Marine, so I don't like pressure unless I ask for it, and so I hope you don't take me that way. My intention is, would you be offended if I asked to just stay in touch with you? So if something changes in 3 years, you think of me.
I really would prefer to not be on the list.
No, you're not on a list. I'm literally just seeing if I can drop you a Christmas card over the holiday, personally handwritten, so that like little things, so that you think of me as the guy that doesn't hound you, just does nice things. That's all.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but I would prefer not to. Thank you very much.
That's quite all right. You too. Bye now.
Take care.
Yep. Bye now. Okay. So, I mean, I hit her with a couple of offers to add value in some nature, and she wasn't biting. That's okay. So, I in the first 3 minutes, I want to be curious, right? I want to find out their motivation, their ability. I didn't dig in on an agent yet, and and then I guess I could have asked, if I sold your home in the next 45 days, would that pose a problem for you? And just got to kind of throw different things out and see what works. And in her case, she wasn't feeling it. So no matter what, they'd still stay. Didn't get to ask her if she had any referrals. She was ready to go on that last third or fourth question. She was ready. It's like, all right, see you, bye. All right, so no, I'll mark that as, excuse me, no go. And make sure I dead lead and trash that. So she doesn't wind up back in my dialer. I will call that a contact. So if I'm not on the dialer, I actually have to come to the bottom and mark it as an attempt so it keeps my numbers right. So I think she was probably, I don't know, what do you think? What, maybe 4 minutes? I didn't check on that one. And the number we contacted, make sure I put the right one in. Interesting. How do we have that number if, oh, okay. So they called me from a different number. So I'll just mark it as a bad number and add it as an attempt on that number for 4 minutes. And get rid of it. So now go to the next guy here. He's active. So we'll skip him and go to the next. Hi, Miss Robin. Jake's still there, buddy? Who's there? Hello? Hello, is this Scott?
Are you calling about my house in Grand Haven?
Yeah, this is Brandon. You gave me a shout back the other day. Yep. I wanted to touch base with you and see if the place on Warner is something that you're still open to selling this year. I'm buying a couple of properties in Grand Haven and know some folks that would as well.
It's gonna get listed again in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay.
The Realtor, keep an eye on it there.
Okay. Did you already sign a contract with that agent?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. All right. Well, I will do that. I appreciate your time.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, he's only on the market for 71 days. Maybe he's doing a couple of things. Look, once I ask him if he's going with the same agent and he says yes, I like to ask, did you sign a contract? If he says he did, then it's time to go. Already re-signed. Dead. Trash. And mark it as a contact. 1 minute. Okay. Now in Mojo, I'm here in my report section of Mojo, looking at all the records of my dials because these are calls that I had missed and I'm dialing them back. Oh wait, I just crossed out the wrong one. 8060. Okay, Walker. So now on my MLS, I'm going to pull that address up so I have it in my view when they answer. And we'll call that number. They're on the market 113 days. Hello, Mr. Walker.
Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Brandon Vidal. How are you?
Good.
All right, good morning. I'm dialing you back after you dialed me back. So tag you're in, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't understand what they called me about.
Well, I appreciate you dialing me back, and I'll be quick. I own Vidal properties here in Forest Hills area, and sort of my favorite thing is staying in touch with folks that were on the market. I noticed that your beautiful place there had expired, and I was curious if that's something that you're still interested in selling.
We are. Yes, we are.
Okay.
So we may have found an agent.
Okay.
We're not certain, but we discussed that with my wife and call you back. We're talking to you.
Oh, perfect. Here, when do you think you'd be open to interviewing? Are you talking about the next week or 2 months or something that you're talking about with her?
No, I think we'd like to get it on the market by March 1st. So I would think by mid-February.
Okay, so interviewing maybe by mid-February. Okay. And do you mind if I ask if you did sell this one, where you might go when you're finished?
Well, we've already where we're going. You mean where
Yeah.
we're selling?
Mhm.
We have three. We have actually 4 houses. We have three that we live at. We have a cottage in Pentwater, a place in Florida, and the one in Lake Odessa.
Oh, wow.
Decided that 3's too many.
And Lakeview Drive's your homestead, correct? I think, yeah.
Yeah, we've been over there. We've been there our whole life, or live in the house. Actually,
Oh, wow.
for some years.
And
But we built a cottage.
okay, wow. Where in Florida do you have home? I used to live in Deerfield Beach and Miami, actually.
Yeah, okay, we're on the other side. We're near Sarasota, south of Sarasota.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, it sounds like downsizing is a little bit of the goal here.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't even spend probably 50 days. My wife's probably not even 30 days at that house in 2019. So we said, it's kind of silly to, when we come back, we're just kind of cleaning and maintaining. And so we're going to sell it. So.
All right. Yeah. And I know you were on the market. I was aware of it before it expired, and so I was curious. What do you think stopped it from selling while it was on the market?
I think it could be a few things. We had a market a little bit late of the summer. I think by the time it was out there, I think also it's in a you're familiar with so Lake Odessa is just a little bit out there. It's about 35, 40 minutes depending where it is in Grand Rapids.
Oh, sure. Sure.
So it's also a over $500,000 house that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've had some people interested, but I think that people that comments we had that people that can afford it, that it's a lot of house. It's 30, even though it's only, to me, it's only 3,100 square feet, but somebody that's probably, closer to our age, they're thinking, that's a lot of house to take care of. But it just seems bigger because it's all on one level.
Sure. So it's bigger footprint. Sure.
Yeah. So, but it has a lot of great things going for it. It has 100-foot lake frontage. It's right in town. It's half hour from Lansing, Grand Rapids. So I think there's some. One of the people, it is in a flood zone, so that I think here.
Okay. What are you paying? What are you paying? You mind if I ask what you're paying annually on that?
For flood insurance,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know. We don't know anything on it.
Okay. All right.
So I did call a realtor to find it.
To find out what? I think you broke up.
Less than two grand.
Okay.
So,
Oh, okay.
and I talked to a neighbor, and he says, "Yeah, we just took out flood, and then we just let it expire. We never renewed it. They've been there 14 years, and the bank never questioned them on it."
Nice.
So I can't promote that. But the bank says we just have to have flood insurance for you to get the loan.
Sure. Sure.
It's up to you after that. So, but the house was built in 1948. It's
Mm-hmm.
never flooded. Even the highest of times, 2003, and since then, even since then, they have better regulation on the dam. So, I mean, will it flood? Well, I guess anything's possible nowadays. You never know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but it would not stop me from buying a house like this, because it's in a so-called flood zone. And if you're going to live on a lake, there's going to be that potential.
Yeah, I mean, we most of us here know that it's a lot of the newcomers. I see the clients that are coming in from Chicago or in Indianapolis or some other area of Michigan where they don't. I don't know how much there is with not much water, but the ones that are from here are familiar. They usually get that.
Yeah.
I like the blue cabinetry. Was that something you guys did after or originally?
Oh, that's probably they're probably 20 years old, but they still look great.
I like that color. Do you mind if I ask how you happened to pick the last agent you were with, just out of curiosity?
What's that again?
Would you be offended if I asked how you picked the last agent?
We interviewed about 5 people.
Okay, so you interviewed 5 and felt positive about that agent.
Right.
Okay. What would you say the agent did that you really liked best? Like timeliness, keeping you in the loop?
I think he's pretty aggressive about trying to get people. They did open house quite often, almost every weekend.
Really? Okay.
You know, if not at least twice a month, they were out there trying to really push that, get the house sold. I think he was just very aggressive, wanted to try to get it sold as soon as possible.
Sure.
I'm not sure how it went as far as outside of that. You know, I didn't see, and I didn't monitor, you know, as far as I didn't think that's my job to say, okay, well, where are you advertising here and here? I figured if he's going to try to get his commission, but,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, we will not go with him again. I'll just leave it at that.
Sure. Well, did you have an outline or knowledge of the process that was being implemented and deployed for the marketing, like, or were you just sort of left to, you know what I'm saying? Were you given sort of a skeleton at all of what it was going to look
Yeah,
like?
we were told what he was going to do, but I didn't follow up. And there was something he said he was going to do that did not happen.
Yeah.
So, and it's one of those situations. I mean, we definitely want to sell, but we're like, oh, got to sell. We need the money. We got to find a new place to live. And so, hey, I got to run. I'm babysitting. I flew up from Florida, babysitting my 3-year-old grandson.
Oh boy. Okay.
I need to run.
I see an email. It's looks like some initials, WHWR. That email, WRPH. Is that the email?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, got to run.
Take care. All right. So, okay, cool. Had a good, what is this? Maybe, let's see. That was a good 8 to 10 minute call. It's a nice house, $580,000. He's definitely interested in interviewing people. So, you know, I got through a good portion of my initial script with him. What I didn't get to was asking him what he thought that the agent should have done. I didn't feel like I needed to go there because of the last thing he said, which is, let's just say I'm definitely not going with that agent again. So I just wanted to make sure I had the right email. So now what I'm going to do is drop him my digital welcome kit that walks him through buyer and seller resources, that has links to the videos that you'll find on my YouTube channel, that walks him through how to prepare his house, how to best price his house, how to best market his house, and a number of other things that will be valuable to him. He'll see it in a very professional manner. This is the print version of that welcome kit that walks him through. And I showed this yesterday, but it allows him to become familiar with myself, my family, my processes, my procedures. And again, this is the print version of the digital. But he also gets made aware, or he's made aware of these monthly value programs that I send to people. So if you look on my LinkedIn, and if you've been following anything to do with my socials lately, you'll see some of the articles that I put out once a month. And so it's my goal to make sure that I'm putting out relevant real estate information that's valuable. Hey, Rob, valuable real estate information, so that I'm putting it out there. And I'm not just calling people to say, hey, who do you know and what do you got? What can you do for me? Right. So he'll receive this welcome kit. He'll receive my 8-week marketing plan. Right. He'll receive my 8-week marketing plan that walks him through. And some of these things I'm still implementing. But this is a list of everything that happens week 0, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, all the way to week 8. It's a process that he will have in his email that he can look over and see what's going to happen. And then there's an attachment he'll receive called seller homework. And I have to fix this. This is not centered, right? So this seller homework is really awesome. So it gives them a checklist in the beginning here that lets them know the things that I'm going to need from them, as well as the following documents that are available in the packet that are going to need to be completed. An excitement list, a room-by-room marketing form, a neighborhood hotspot list, a utility information and data and provider listing. For condominiums, they'll complete a condo information form, and then there are showing instructions. Lastly, there's an expectation on what happens if we go 2 weeks without a showing or 10 showings without an offer. right? It's time to have a conversation about price. So the objective is he'll receive all of this, be highly impressed with my processes and procedures thus far. And by the time that we speak, he'll be ready to set an appointment with me. By the time I get to the house, he'll have filled out the seller homework. He'll have almost looked at everything over on this, on my 8-week marketing plan. And he'll have gone entirely through my welcome kit, like onboarding a client. And the links on the in the welcome kit that take him to the other videos on my YouTube channel, they will literally prepare him for my process so that I can walk in and they're ready to sign. They've seen everything, they've heard everything, they're ready to go. That's the objective, to streamline the process and include them and make sure that it is professional, right? So, and we don't need to spend 2-3 hours in there going over these things because they've already done it. So, the other great part to that, guys, is it really makes the when you're filling out on the MLS and you're filling out the incompletes, it really makes that a whole lot easier because they've filled out the information on the property and you're literally using their words. And that's, I mean, when I'm selling my place, I'd love to make sure it's my words. I mean, as long as they're good. So I have his information. I'll make sure I've got my call sheet. Ooh. All right. Put his name down. Okay, now I used to wait to put them into the system. I'm not the greatest at getting back to it, so I need to work on that. And I figured out I need to just go ahead and put people in right away. Had to go. Wants me to email and check back. Get that appointment. Now, he did say he's going to be meeting with somebody soon, so I want to check back very quickly. I'm going to send out the information today very quickly. So I'm in my CRM. I'm going to go ahead and create. My heartbeat. Source expired. Price $579. All right, so he's now in. Well, drop that address. All right, so now he's in my CRM, which means automatically he's now in Google Contacts. He's now in Command. It's all connected. So done. Now I make sure I dead lead him in Mojo because I don't want him to wind up back in my dialer. That would have me call him at a time that I didn't plan on calling him. So I do make sure that I take really good notes during the call. You can use the lead sheet to ask the questions, or you can merely type all the notes in the notes section yourself. Copy and paste those over here into my CRM so they're there, and set a task. So my tag is he's an A seller. So S, and the rest of my tags show up for S, which is seller. Seller A. My seller, A is 0 to 30 days from now. And from there, it's B sellers and buyers are 30 to 90 days out. C buyers and sellers are 90 to 150 days out. And D are 150 days plus. A buyers and sellers, they get a call or some form of communication twice a week. The B buyers who are 30 to 90 days out, they get a call or a contact of some nature once a week. C's are once every other week. And I'm sorry, once a month. And then D's are bi-monthly. That's what works for me. And maybe I could do better. I don't know. We can always do better. So my tags are seller A 0 to 30 and expired. And make sure I set a task. So if they're an A seller, then I'm going to check back on them. I'm going to check back on Friday just to make sure he received the email. Now, also got a need. So I also use a system. I send out a blog once a month, so I need to make sure that for this person, I need to make sure that every person I talk to that I'm adding to my CRM, that I'm dropping their name and email into my system here. I can do a CSV once a month, basically, and sometimes it's just easier to add them on the go. And he's added. All right. So I've got my reminder in. I'm good. Now move on to the next one. So it took a few minutes, but the bottom line is it turned into a potential that I'm happy with. It's $580,000, and I'm going to get that appointment. Now I'm back in Mojo, punching in this other number. Let's see, that is Mr. Mike. So I'll put his address here into MLS. Pull that up and dial him back. Here we go. Here's another call, guys. Let's see what we can get going. All right. If you're just jumping on, we're doing a live call to
Sorry, you reached Mary. Sorry, I'm not able to get to my phone, but leave a message and I'll get back with you. Thanks.
Mary. She's the one that said not her. Oh.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, Miss Mary. This is Brandon. I just wanted you to know I did get your voicemail. I'll make sure that nobody from my team dials to ask for that person again. I read between the lines, and I understand what you were saying in your voicemail about that person. So I wish you the best. And if there's anything I can do to refer you to someone to save you some time or money with a to-do item, or you need help with the transmission, just about anything at all, I'd love to add value and help you out with the referral for that. So my best to you and yours. Happy New Year. 616-202-2802. Bye. All right. So look, she basically left me a voicemail saying that the person that I was calling for, she no longer lives there and or is with him. So cool. So I'll mark, I didn't realize that until I dialed. So I just leave a message, and you never know. She may go, you know what? I do need a new transmission, and she might dial me back. So we called 7701 back. Let's try that other number. That might be him.
Hi, you've reached Michael Pollock. I'm not available to take your call right now, so please leave your name and number, and I'll return your call as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye-bye.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Mike, hi. I was calling about Cross Lane. If you would, I just had a question. If you would, give me a shout back. My number on my cell is 616-202-2802. Hope you're well. Bye. Take her number off. Nine. Mike. LNTCNB, which is left message to call me back. All right. So I didn't talk to him yet. I would say leave that one be. Don't mark him as anything. Well, actually, he called me back, right? So what do you think I should do? He called me back. I could take the time to put him in, but here's the problem. If I take the time to put him in, there's a chance he could call back and say, hey, yeah, I did get your call, but I've already signed with somebody. Then I've gone through the trouble of adding him in. So it's kind of a choice. I'll wait until I actually have some further contact with him. Make a note here that I left a message to call him back, and maybe we have a chance to catch up, right? So okay, some of these other numbers. I'm not sure who this is.
Hello, this is John.
Hi, John.
Yes.
Hi, this is Brandon Vidal.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Last name, Brandon?
Vidal, Vidal.
Okay, what can I do for you?
Well, I had a missed call from this number yesterday, 202-7310. I believe it was Monday. I was making some dials and had a missed call. Did you have a house for sale?
No, I'm sorry. I'm here in Grand Rapids. I know I've got worked for Habitat for Humanity, and I'm trying to think where the connection might have been, but I don't recall. Your name's not ringing a bell. Top of my head, and so not that my memory's anything fantastic, but I don't think so.
What's your last name, John?
My last name's Marek, M-A-R-E-K.
Yeah,
I've been working here for Habitat in the construction for about 7 years. So
yeah, no, it's not ringing a bell. I know we had somebody do some work, some Habitat work for a friend of mine, client of mine, but we wouldn't have crossed paths. Well, I guess that's neither here nor there. But I have created some really cool relationships off of random and bad phone numbers. So
I'm a fan as well. The random moment. You never know.
Yeah.
It's not up there. So, come visit us sometime.
I don't blame. I like it. I'd love to ask you. The market's been pretty wild in Grand Rapids for a little while now. Who do you know here or anywhere who needs a realtor or should be a realtor? Anybody come to mind?
Well, I think in terms of that topic, I would want to put you in touch with Thomas, he's worked here for the longest time, and he handles all our property acquisition. We often work with Tiffany. She was a previous employee and started a business.
Sure.
But yeah, I've heard Thomas would be a name. Yeah, I do too. So you're in the real estate business.
I am. I'm in Grand Rapids, and I come from Texas, so where everything is 45 minutes away. So
Sure.
I service as far south as Portage and Battle Creek, and as far north as Muskegon and Canadian Lakes, and out to Grand Haven. You name it.
Yeah, I'm a Detroiter originally, and yeah, you know, you go through your system with 25 minutes over, it's an hour, and you think you're in Detroit. So living here these last 7 years, we don't want to drive any further than 4 or 5 miles to do anything, That's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. The market's definitely changed here, and our model. We've been doing a lot more multifamily housing and condos and things just because the model of find a lot and either rehab or demo and build new is, more challenging naturally.
Yeah.
As we have to get more popular. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, please do hang on to my number. Really anything related to that, feel free to give a call and try to connect you with the right people.
Awesome, John. Thank you. Tell you what, John, what'd you say your last name is?
Last name is Merrick.
M-A-R-I. Yeah.
Marek.
E-K.
Yep.
Okay. Maybe having a coffee, and I'll be out that way sometime soon.
All right, yeah, we'll keep you in mind too. Then we'll be glad to have your email connection there.
Awesome. Would you let is there any chance you could let Ivor know I might give him a ring sometime?
I will.
Awesome.
Along to.
Oh, thank you. All right, John.
Yeah,
Do you need any referrals in your world that I can give you to save you some time or money? Diamond for the missus, a transmission fix, anything at all?
All right. Wow, that's quite an offer. I'm sure if I had thought about it a little bit, I'd come up with something.
All right.
Something off the top of my head.
All right. When you think of it, just let me know. I'll email you my info. I can find you what you need wherever it is.
Man, that's great. Well, good deal, Brandon. Nice to talk to you today.
You too.
Meet you over the phone.
Awesome. I agree. Thanks, John. God bless. All right. Bye now. That's cool. See, okay, guys, there's an opportunity. I didn't know the number. I wasn't sure who it was. He's not in my records in my CRM. He's not in Mojo. I'm really not sure where he comes from. But instead of just going, "Oh, I don't know you," and hanging up, I have a guy here who I'm pretty sure pretty quickly, if I wanted to, let's just see how long it takes, right? So it's 9:59, excuse me. So I'm going to jump to Spokio. He's got an interesting last name. And there's one person with his name in Michigan. Well, two people. Looks like he's over here in the Lansing area. Is that the number I just dialed? A Lansing number? Okay, I'm not seeing. Tell you what, so now I didn't find anything with the phone number or the name rather, so now I'm going to check the email. All right, we'll let that do its work while we're changing this music. I'm going on to the next. Alan, hey buddy. Stick around. We're making some cool calls to some random people we don't know that called us and we can't figure out who they are. We'll see if we can find where Mr. Merrick's address is. All right. So I've got a Twitter. That's about it. All right, so I'm not sure if that's him. All right, so we'll just move on. What I do know, what I will do is go ahead over here to that dashboard I was telling you about. I'm going to add Mr. John to my article monthly and get his email in here. Says he works for Habitat for Humanity. All right, so it was a bad number, right? Bad number, or maybe not a bad number, but he had called me. I wasn't sure who he was. I called him back, still couldn't figure out who he was, and I just started talking with the guy. I told him I believe in serendipity. He says, so do I. So he works for Habitat for Humanity for 7 years, and they're talking about upping their game and buying some more properties, multi-units, things like this, so that because the West Michigan, Grand Rapids area, it's rentals are in demand. So I just made a contact with a guy that's in Habitat for Humanity for years. He's linking me with the guy that's in charge of all their acquisitions. And I'd say it was worth calling that number back, right? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 other numbers here. I'm not sure who they are. We're going to dial them anyway.
We could not complete your call. Please try again. We could not complete your call. Please try again.
That's what I'm dialing. All right, so that's, I guess, a bad number.
We could not complete your call. Please try again.
Well, that's working. Don't dial. I dialed my phone and I was like, if it calls my phone, it's gonna. I was making sure it's working. All right, so that number's not working. Let's try this one. We are good. Alan, glad to see you checking it out, buddy.
Hello.
Hi, this is Brandon Vidal. I was calling back. I had a missed call. I think it was yesterday.
Okay, it's Mike Fair with Coldwell.
Hey, Mike. Oh, okay.
I had been looking at preference, and I think you did respond, I believe.
Yeah, no, so I was looking through my phone at some missed call numbers that I hadn't saved yet, and I hadn't saved. That's telling. I'm rude. I'm sorry. So that's the truth. Yeah, I'm cycling through my numbers here and calling back missed calls.
Yeah, there you go. Good luck to you.
See you, Mike. Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
That's an agent that I had already communicated with yesterday. So I just basically told him I hadn't saved his number yet. All right, that's the next number I'm dialing.
Hi there.
Hi
We
there.
recently called you regarding your past online inquiry for a health insurance quote.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good for now. All right. I have health insurance now. Oh, so we definitely have the one. Okay, so now what do you say we get into some actual, yeah, it happens. Let's see, we could do some, let's just do some straight up cold calling to some more expireds. All right, so I'm in Mojo. I'm just going to jump here on the dialer, selected records. Start dialer. So let's see, you got 2,300, 2,400 numbers here, 700 of which are being kept out.
Using your touchtone phone, please enter your. You are now logged into the mobile dialer. Please press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
All right, so now I've got a triple dialer running. Have my MLS page pulled up nice and quick so I can punch in the address as soon as it comes up.
We're not available to answer the phone right now. Please leave a message.
Hi, my name's Brandon. I was calling about the property I noticed there in Plainwell on Bridge, and I just had a question. If you would give me a shout back, my number is 616-202-2802. Hope you're well. Bye. I just didn't hit drop message quickly enough on that, so no contact, next number. I have a drop message where as soon as I hear a voicemail, I can just hit that button and it'll wait to leave a message for me. So I don't have to wait.
Zero, 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 8,
Drop message.
6 is not available.
We'll move on to the next.
Hi, sorry I missed your call. Leave me a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Drop message. So it allows you to really just keep going. Calling back, meaning he picked up while I was dialing, and we're dialing him back. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Hi. My name's Brandon. I was looking for the house there on Bridge Street that was for sale. Do I have the right number?
On what street?
There's a home on Bridge Street in Plainwell. I was looking for a Mike or Rosemary.
Nope, you have the wrong
Oh,
number.
I'm sorry. Maybe I misdialed with my big fingers. See, did I hit 269-547-5079?
Yes, that
Okay.
is my phone number.
All right. Well, it's not a sales or collection call. They just had a house for sale. I was trying to reach them. So I'll mark it.
Oh,
Yeah. I will mark this as a bad number. And just as a heads up, you might get a couple of other calls from agents who are trying to find them. And it just won't be anyone from my company, Vidal Properties at Keller Williams. You might get
okay.
other Keller agents. So we're not all in the same company though. Like we work for this, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to get annoyed at Keller.
Mm-hmm.
Think we keep calling. It's not the same guys.
So
Awesome.
my phone number is out there for a house in Plainwell?
Well, no. So basically how it works is each day I have software that tells me the houses that were on the market that expired recently. And that program just essentially scrubs the internet for anybody or phone number that is or has been associated at any time with anybody who's ever been there or it completely scrubs and gives us, sometimes we get nephews' numbers in Tennessee and, uncles' numbers in, some other states. So it's not uncommon that we get a bad number Yeah.
Okay.
So no, your number isn't actually showing anywhere as being associated with it. I just found this number as possibly having been associated. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I mean, I live in Plainwell, so that's why I was just wondering.
Oh, okay. Does address on is it 516 West Bridge Street? Does that address ring a bell?
No, it does not.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's just totally a bad number then. Perfect. Well, I tell you what, I've had a lot of great relationships built on bad phone numbers. Is there? I help a lot of people in real estate, so I have a lot of great referrals to give. Is there anything you need help with today to save money or time, like a referral for a washing machine fix or a transmission fix or concrete cleaning? Like, what do you need?
I don't think I need any of those things.
Gutters cleaned. I mean, ice off the roof. Like anything in the world I can give you to help you today.
Well, I rent, so.
Okay, renting now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Would you be offended if I asked if there's a time you might consider your options of purchasing one day?
Yeah, I would love to purchase something. It's just that I have no credit, and I am in school now, so and I did not. It's weird because when I applied for schooling, I did not know that it would down my credit score because of my financial loans and stuff. And so I went from no credit to kind of having bad credit now because I have those loans out because I'm in school. Even though I don't really have to pay those until after I
The
graduate.
deferment. Yeah. Okay. Well, so you're in school now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell you what, I'll here's what I'd love to do. Even right.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
you know, if you're okay and you feel like that would be valuable to you to have somebody advise you on how to get a home someday, and I ask for nothing in return, just be nice when I call. That's about it.
Right.
So,
Do you guys ever do like a rent to own?
well, I do
For you
have
guys?
very good question. Although I don't personally, I do have a lot of connections of folks that have rentals available, things like this, right?
Mhm.
So that's though I can't help you directly myself go get a rental. I can help you connect with some folks that have rentals. I can find options for you that may fit. And in the meantime, I can connect you with the right people to get you a roadmap for getting approved and even improving your credit without spending really any money. There's some folks that'll do work for you ahead of time instead of asking for you to pay up front for
Okay.
credit repair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, tell you what, if you're open to it, I'd love to connect. My name's Brandon Vidal, Vidal. I own Vidal properties here in Forest Hills, Cascade area.
Okay.
Would you be okay if let's see here. That's going to be 5079. Okay, so I'll shoot you some stuff later on to your email that will give you a good chance to kind of peek into my world and links to my socials so you can do the same. Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. And then is it fair enough if I just check back on you maybe next week to see if you've looked it over and if I can get you a connection then to take the next step for information?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, awesome. It's been nice talking with you, Spring. I look forward to being
I have
helpful.
another question. Do you have to have like excellent credit to get approved for a loan for a house?
That's a great question. There are lenders out there. There are 100 lenders out there that I don't even know of, right? And then there are 100 others plus that I know of. So there's a ton of them out there, and they all kind of finance different ways and creative methods. So, if it's something that you'd be interested in learning a little bit more about, I think you can get approved even under 600, right? So
Mm-hmm.
let me do this. I'll get you information for a couple of lenders, and I'm going to send you an app. I'll shoot it directly to your cell phone, and you can open it up. It's a personally branded app, just like any other app. It's safe, and on it you can open it and hit the button for Keller Mortgage. Keller Mortgage will save you some good money on your closing costs. And that'll be probably a great first place to start in seeing, can I be approved? And if not, what do I need to be approved? Right. So if you were my sister, I'd say, sis, let's get you some information, knowledge, power, so you can kind of make your best decisions from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
You like me to send you that app?
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. I'll send you that app, and then my intention basically is if we can get you approved, whenever that is, then I'll have you come meet me at the office here and just sit down and talk a little bit about the process and what's important to you, and take it one step at a time. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Any other questions at all? Anything?
No, I don't think there's anything else.
Well, I believe in serendipity, so I told you I made some cool relationships off of bad bad numbers. All right.
Right.
So are you on most social platforms? Can I connect with you? Basically, Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta.
Yeah, I have Insta, but I don't even remember the name it was under.
Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, it's under my name.
Okay, then I'll check it out, and mine is too. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, Miss Spring. Well, it's a pleasure. Keep warm, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So I didn't convert yet because I don't sit down for an appointment until they're approved. Right. So I could set an appointment for her. Let's set a time on the calendar for next week. Right. Let's set the wedding date and reverse engineer it. So let's set an appointment for, next Thursday. And between now and then, go ahead and get approved. I'll see you next Thursday. I could have gone there. Look, I didn't. Whatever. I didn't. It was a bad number. So that's interesting. I think it's a good place to stop for this session. It's been an hour. I want to make these too long. I'll come back here in a minute and go ahead and get back on, make a couple other calls. At least you got to see a couple of good instances of conversations with people and how to feel comfortable. Like I know it's not always comfortable talking to strangers. It's just another person, right? It's just another person who, look, I say this all the time. If my content is perfect, I can be spot on with my content. I can not miss a beat. I can have perfect tonality. I can have perfect inflection. I can not mess my words up. I can use proper downswings. I can use embedded commands and pauses. I can do all of that. But if my intent is off, if I'm selling out of my back pocket, if I'm stressed, if they can tell that I need money for medical bills or my, anything, if they know that's how I feel, then that will be the intent of the call. And they will eat you up. They will notice it. They will get it. They will see right through it. Right? However, and inversely, my content can be off. I can be imperfect. And many times, guys, we are imperfect when we're starting. Even now, I've been doing this for years, guys. I've been lead generating and calling like this since, gosh, when I was in Boca Raton selling airtime, and that was, I want to say, 99, 2000. Geez, so nearly 20 plus years I've been doing this off and on. Real estate now for 5 years. And there are times when I mess up. So bottom line is my content can be off. My content can be imperfect. However, if my intent is spot on, they will notice that. They'll get it. I can mess up. If my intent's right there, if my intent is perfect, and if it's genuine, they'll get it. They'll understand. So, Miss Lady there, I don't have her address. I know she is a hot lead source. I actually created a new source because of how often it was happening, called bad number. Tag bad number. And I'd say buyer, situation like that, I'd say she's not a C buyer because that's once a month, right? And I wouldn't call her an A buyer because that's an A buyer, somebody who is ready, willing, and able. And I don't know if she is. So she's a B buyer, which means that she's going to do something maybe the next 30 to 90 days. And I'm going to stay in touch with her once a week. I'm going to make sure that she's added to my article list so that she's getting my articles every month now. And boom, she's added. All right. Don't know her address. She's renting. So let's see. Do I have a renter? I should have a rent. Yep. Renter. Let's see. We'll do credit. Repair. On the tag. Okay. So then I make sure I put her name down. And then I mark an E and an S. E is basically I'm saying, see that little E? I'm basically saying later I need to make sure to go back and send her an email. And the S is for social. Make sure I connect with her on socials. All right. Now that I put her in the system, I make sure I have her stage in, her source, tags. Now I make sure I take the notes that I was typing and get those put in from Mojo into my CRM. Go ahead and dead lead that in Mojo so I don't dial her. Oh, actually, it's not a dead lead. Excuse me. Because that's just a bad number. All right, so there a bad number did not reach them. All right, so once to buy, curious on how to get approved. Please send VP welcome kit and Gar Russell info. Gar Russell is Guaranteed Solutions. If you haven't heard of them, Guaranteed Solutions is pretty awesome. They will help with credit repair and they produce upfront and ask for money later, which is different. Let's see, follow up next week for SPS. which is strategic planning session. So my task is to see notes and call back for appointment. It's a call I'm going to do next Wednesday. Oh, and I got to send it the app, which means, which is awesome since my CRM is connected to Google Contacts. When we're done here, I will go ahead and make a marker here. A for app. So I make sure I go ahead and go on my phone and share the KW app with her. And just fool around, hit it all there, hit all points, right? So, okay, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break, check a couple things, and I'll come back and do some more calls. Please send me a message if you guys want to see a certain kind of call. If it's circle prospecting, if it's calling FISBOs or make me moves, whatever, calling around my neighborhood. Shoot me anything. Give me an idea. What kind of calls would you like to see? Thanks for watching. See you later now.